Mag-skip muna tayo with chapter 4. Proceed tayo with chapter 5 para papatasin lang natin yung mga na-discuss natin before at yung mga susunod natin i-discuss. Okay? So, ang chapter 5 natin is all about evaluations of a single project. Sige ng others, pausap naman ako others from O1. Would it be alright? Serious to speak, seriously, kindly open your camera so that I can see each one of you. Please guys, ano lang, meron akong, may monitoring lang ako today. At usap po ako sa mga hindi naka-open cam, na hindi open yung camera. Alright, thank you very much. So our chapter 5 is all about the evaluations of a single project. So our objective is to discuss methods of evaluation, critique contemporary methods of evaluation, as well as to evaluate single project in determining project profitability and make a decision based on the evaluations. So, dito sa ating introductions, so all engineering economy studies of capital project should consider the return that a given project will or should produce. A basic question in this book addresses is whether a proposed capital investment and time and its associated expenditures can be recovered by revenue or savings over time in addition to a return on the capital that was sufficiently attractive in views of the risk involved and the potential alternative uses. So it is really important to discuss this chapter 5, which is the evaluations of a single project. Kasi yung mga business owner, tayo halimbawa, gusto nating mag-propose ng isang project, ng isang business, ng isang investment, mahalaga natin ito i-discuss para ma-evaluate natin if our proposed investment, our proposed project is economically acceptable. Kikita ba siya? Malulugi ba siya? So, through this 5 methods, which is present worth, future worth, annual worth, internal rate of return or the rate of return, and payback period, we can actually evaluate if it is economically profitable through for us to determine the proposed problem solutions. So, ano-ano ba yung mga methods na yan? Anahin muna natin yung rate of return. Sabi dito, that the rate of return is a measure of the effectiveness of an investment of capital. It is a financial efficiency. When this method is used, it is necessary to decide whether the computed rate of return is sufficient to justify the investment. The advantage of this method is that is easily understood by the management and investors. The applications of the rate of return method are controlled by the following conditions. A single investment of capital at the beginning of the first year of the project life and identical revenue and cost data for each year. So the capital invested is the total investment required to finance the project, whether the equity or borrowed. When we say rate of return, we are dealing how efficient, how effective yung ating proposed problem or proposed investment. So paano ba natin madedetermine kung ba siya ay kung ba siya ay viable, kung siya ba ay acceptable, kung ba siya ay justifiable using the rate of return formula, which is the net annual profit over the capital invested. So mas papalawakin natin yan. So dito, meron akong ginawang step-by-step procedure para mas madali nating ma-evaluate and make our decisions even for us to determine kung siya nga ay karapat-dapat na ituloy pa or hindi na. Chef, ito na lang ating isunod na. So for our step 1, ayaw magsulat. Wait lang guys. Yan. For our step 1, ito na lang ang sundin natin. So ang step 1 natin is that we need to identify the given. Siyempre, evaluate muna natin ang ating given. Ang step 2 natin is to draw the cash flow diagram. Pangatlong step natin is to determine the net annual profit. Ang net annual profit natin can be computed using the formula of the total annual revenue minus the total annual cost. Ano po ba yung total annual revenue? Ito yung income ng ating pinopropose na investment. That is simply the income. Ano ba yung total annual cost? It is simply the expenses. It is simply the expenses of the proposed investment. Take note, when we are dealing with a total annual cost, tatanda na, in ROR only, sa ROR method, take note, the depreciation cost is included in the total cost. Meaning to say, kapag kukumpitin daw natin yung total annual cost, the depreciation for for a sinking fund method is included or is considered. Sige nga, Jola, can you please give me, let us recall without looking at your notes, can you state the formula in getting the annual depreciations of a sinking fund method or the SFF?
Yung annual lang po.
Yes po.
Bale po ay yung FC po natin minus po yung sinking value po. Tapos i-multiply po natin ng interest over ano ngayon? 1 plus interest po. Tapos raised to yung total life po minus 1.
Minus 1. So, using this formula, gagamitan daw natin ng ganitong formula or included daw yung depreciation ng ating sinking fund method when we are getting the total annual cost in terms of the rate of return. Maliwanag po tayo dan? Hey guys.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. And the next one is after we get the NAP, we have to compute the computed rate of return using the formula of the net annual profit over the capital invested. The capital invested is the initial investment, di ba? So, when we say initial investment, it is a first cost. So, meaning to say, the ROR computed is not over the first cost. And after that, we have to make a decision. After we calculate the computed rate of return, we need to make a decision. Sir, ano po ba yung NAP? Net annual profit. Di ba parang savings yan? Ito yung kinita din natin. Now, when we are dealing or making a decision here in the rate of return, take note no, that the computed rate of return or the RORC, if it is greater than the RORE or the expected rate of return, meaning to say, wait lang, hindi magkakasya. Ulitin ko. Take note when we are dealing or making a decision in terms of the rate of return method, if the RORC is greater than the ROR, yan na. Tatandaan na uulitin ko, tatandaan na kapag when we are making a decision, if the RORC is greater than the RORE, ang RORC is the computed rate of return. Yun yung sinolve natin dito. Ang RORE is the minimum, is the expected rate of return or other tawag dyan is the minimum rate of return. Pag may narinig kayong minimum rate of return, it is also considered as the expected rate of return. Sir, ano po ba yung minimum rate of return? Ito yung given ROR sa ating problem. Pinoprovide mo siya. If the RORC is greater than the RORE, meaning to say that our proposed investment is acceptable. So, pwede daw nating ituloy yung ating pinopropose na investment. However, If the RORC is less than the RORE, meaning to say that our proposed investment is not acceptable, wag na daw nating ituloy. Malulugi lang yung ating ipopropose na project. Or kung baga, hindi karapat dapat na i-implement ang ating project. Sir, bakit po? Halimbawa, no? Halimbawa lang naman, kinakailangan mong makapag-generate ng income na 50%. Ito expected dapat. Ngayon na-compute mo is 47% lang. Ibig sabihin, nalulugi ka. So, hindi na siya acceptable. Ganun lang kasimple yung discussion na hindi natin dapat ituloy na kapag ang computed rate of return is less than the expected. Kasi yun yung expectation natin. Dapat ma-reach natin or dapat takasan natin para maging acceptable yung ating pinopropose na investment. Maliwanag po sa application ng rate of return. Engineers, by speaking,
Yes po, sir.
naiintindihan niyo ba ako? Sige, let us try to solve this problem. Sabay-sabay muna tayo. An investment of 270,000 can be made in a project that will produce a uniform annual revenue of 185,400 for 5 years. Lagay muna natin dito, pagsabay na natin basahin. Also, with the given. So, ang investment daw natin is 270,000, meaning to say that this one is a first cost. Yan yung initial investment natin. Ang sabi dito, will produce a uniform annual revenue of 185,500 400 for 5 years. Meaning to say, meron tayong total annual revenue na 185,400 and in 5 years. And sabi dito, may salvage value daw tayo na 10% ng investment or ng first cost. Sige nga, what is the value or what is the amount of our salvage value? What is our salvage value? By speaking, go. You speak.
27,000 po.
27,000. Now, sabi dito, out-of-pocket costs for operations and maintenance will be 81,000 per year. So, pag may na-encounter kayong operation and maintenance, ang tawag sa kanya is O&M. That will serve as 81,000. Sabi ba dito that the taxes and insurances will be per 4% of the first cost of per year. So, ang tax and insurances natin is 0.04 ng first cost. So, magkano ang ating tax and insurances here?
10,800 po.
Okay, that is 10,800. The company expects that the capital to earn, it is not less than 25% before income taxes. Meaning to say, ito yung ating interest rate or we can confirm that this one is the rate of return expected or the expected rate of return. Now, all we need to do is to prove or to answer this question, it is desirable investment, we need to use ROR method. Now, after we come up with a given, proceed tayo with the cash flow diagram. Cash flow diagram natin, our second step. So, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sabi dito, nag-invest daw tayo ng 270,000. First cost siya, di ba? And alam naman natin that our first cost is always located at year 0. Since nag-invest tayo, naglabas tayo ng pera, syempre, pababa ito. Naiintindihan niyo po ba ako doon sa part na yan? Hey guys. Nagigets? Nagigets?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So now, okay na tayo with the 270,000. Ang total annual revenue daw natin is 185,400 for 5 years. Meaning to say, kumikita daw yung ating proposed project ng 185,000. Siyempre pag kumikita yan, may na-generate tayong pera. So from year 1 to year 5, merong nare-receive na pera that is worth 185,400. And may salvage value na 27,000. Diba? Yung salvage value natin is scrap value. Meaning to say, nakakapag-recover tayo ng pera. Pag may na-recover tayong pera, may matatanggap tayong pera. And our salvage value is located at year L. Ano ba yung hangganan niya ng ating ng ating project dito sa year 5? That's why 27,000 is here. Nakakasabay po ba sa cash flow diagram, O1 people?
Yes po.
Okay. And now, the operating and maintenance cost, tax and insurances. So, proceed muna tayo dun sa may pinakamababa. Pwede namang itong 81,000, pero mag-proceed muna ako sa tax and insurances na 10,800. So, sabi dito, nagbabayad daw tayo every year ng tax and insurances. Dapat lang kasi kapag nag-ooperate tayo, kailangan magbayad din tayo ng mga taxes. So, kung 5 taon nag-ooperate siya, so dapat 5 taon din tayong magbabayad ng tax and insurances natin. So this one is 10,800. Kung sabi natin dito, meron pa tayong operating and maintenance cost. Siyempre, nag-ooperate yung ating proposed investment. So every year, may mini-maintain tayo. So this one is 81,000. And huwag natin kakalimutan that this method is a ROR. ROR method to. Ano nga sabi ko sa inyo? Kinakailangan natin ng depreciation. So using the formula again of first cost minus salvage value times the quantity of I, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1, we can actually compute the annual depreciation. Now, what is the annual depreciation? Sige nga, pakichat mo ako sa chat box ng ating sagot using this formula. Bilis naman ni Ring. So, ang depreciation daw natin is 29,608.75,772. Same ba ng sagot ng sa inyo? Ito ang ating annual depreciation. Engineers? Pasabi ako ng sagot. Pachat ako ng sagot. Yun nga. Same ba ng sagot? Yan. So, 29,608.75773. But take note, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, recall tayo ng ating discussion, if ang ating sinking fund method is a uniform method. Naaalala, kapag uniform method, ang depreciation niya at every year is constant. Tandaan niyo po ba yan? Nabanggit ko ba yun sa inyo?
Yes po.
Naaalala pa? So, meaning to say, at every year, magde-depreciate siya ng 29,608. So, constant siya. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo before, huwag niyong kakalimutan lahat ang mga principles na dinidiscuss natin. That's why, every year, kasama yan sa ating cost. Now, okay na tayo with the cash flow diagram. Nagigets ninyo kung paano na buo ang ating cash flow diagram? Engineers?
Opo, sir.
Okay. Now, ang sunod natin gagawin dyan, okay na tayo with the cash flow diagram, is to determine the NAP or the net annual profit. So, ang net annual profit natin can be computed using the total annual revenue minus the total annual cost. So, ang total annual revenue naman ay given, which is 185,400. So, okay na tayo with the total revenue. Ang problema na lang natin is itong total annual cost. So, ang total annual cost, siyempre, can be computed as the operating and maintenance cost plus the tax and insurances, yung mga nasa baba, syempre, plus yung ating depreciation cost. Using this three costs, we can calculate the total annual cost. Sige nga, what is our total annual cost? Diyan, nag-chat ako sa'yo. Okay. Ang total annual cost daw natin dito is 121,498.573. Sige nga, pa-confirm ako if our solution, if the answer is correct. Anong sagot natin? Sa-substitute lang naman natin.
400, sir, 408 po yan. Typo lang.
Sige nga, pakichat ako ng sagot. Kaya you have to chat your answer kasi kung ano yung sagot ninyo, yung ilalagay ko dito. Sige, go. You chat your answers, guys. Other answers po. Yan. 121,408.7577. Okay po tayo dito with the total annual cost. Nakukuha ba natin? Engineers? One people, I need your answer.
Yes po.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Now, proceed na tayo with the NAP. So the NAP can be computed as 185,400 minus 121,408.7577. Sige nga, what is our net annual profit? Pakichat ulit ako ng sagot, guys. Our net annual profit is 63,000. That is 991.24227. Na-compute niya ba itong net annual profit natin? So next, our fourth step is to determine the rate of return computed. Ang rate of, wait lang guys. Sana nasig. So, third side. Ang rate of return natin, hindi na tayo. Let's see. Feeling ko naman na nakopya nyo na. Tama ba ako? Give. Sunod natin is the computed. Rate of return computed is the net annual profit divided by the first cost. So, substitute lang naman siya. So, 63,000. That is 991.24 227, i-divide lang natin sa first cost na 270,000. At syempre, times 100% kasi inaalam natin yung rate niya. Sige nga, what is our computed rate of return, guys? Yan. The computed rate of return is 23.7004601%. So this will be our answer for the computed rate of return. And now, after we compute the ROR, we have to make a decision. Since the computed rate of return is less than the expected rate of return of 25%. Therefore, the proposed investment is not acceptable or not desirable. Kasi sabi ko nga sa inyo, if the computed rate of return is less than the expected rate of return, our proposed investment is not acceptable. Naiintindihan po ba natin itong ating rate of return applications? Meron po ba? Meron po ba? Naiintindihan po ba? Nakakasabay
Yes
kayo?
po, sir.
Do you have questions? May question ba kayo? Goods? Okay, nice. Sige. Proceed tayo with the next method natin, all about the annual worth method. So annual worth method, in this method, interest on the original investment, or sometimes called a minimum required profit, is included as a cost. If the excess of the annual cash inflows over annual cash outflows is not less than zero, the proposed investment is justified or valid. So this method is covered by the same limitations as the rate of return pattern with single initial investment of capital and uniform revenue and cost throughout the life of the investment. So dito, sa annual worth method, iba ito sa rate of return method, no? Pero we can identify whether the proposed investment is acceptable or not acceptable using this formula. The excess is equals to the annual cash inflows minus annual cash outflows. Or, ang ginagamit ko na lang is AWM or the annual worth method. It is equal to AUC minus AUCO. AUC minus AUCO. Ang AUC ko is the annual worth cash inflow minus annual worth cash outflow. Now, let us recall lang yung ating mga previous applications. Sige, magtanong lang ako. Nasaan si Abu? Where's Abu? Is Abu here? Wala. Sige. Tago ko ng iba. Asher. Where's Asher?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Let us recall our topic. What comes to your mind when you hear the word cash inflows? Ano ba yung cash inflows?
Pwede pong investment po yung cash inflow po yung kita pala po.
Doon na lang kasimple. No? Ang cash inflow, ito yung kinikita or nare-receive. Pinakamagandang term, is na-receive na pera natin or ng mga project, yung mga may businesses. Ito yung mga pataas na araw. On the other hand, ang cash outflow, ito yung pera na inilalabas natin. Kumbaga, it is the expenses. So meaning to say, for us to determine the annual work method, it is simply the income minus expenses pa din. And take note, when we are dealing with an annual worth cash inflow, we need to include the annual revenue or the TAR, the total annual revenue. On the other hand, for annual cash outflows, we have to include the depreciation, ganyan pa din, using sinking fund method and dadagdagan daw natin ng interest on capital. Where ang formula ng interest on capital is first cost times the interest. So dadagdagan daw natin ng IOC. Maliwanag po. And once we prove or once we calculate the annual work method, take note, if the annual work method is greater than zero, meaning to say our proposed investment is acceptable. However, if the annual work method is less than zero or negative in value, meaning to say our proposed investment is not acceptable. Maliwanag po ba tayo? Engineers?
Yes po sir, maliwanag po.
Nice one, sige. Let's try to solve this problem. Same problem. However, we need to use an annual worth method. Sige. Sige, sabay-sabay na tayo. Mamaya ko kayo pag-solve ng email. Sige. You solve this problem. Go. And once you have your answer, kindly chat your answer on our chat box. And what is your decision as well? Okay, guys, do you have an answer? Kindly chat your answer on our chat box. Aside from Bagi and Galang. Other entry? Meron ba kayong other answer or similar answer? Pakichat po ako ng sagot para ma-predict lang natin if tama yung mga sagot nyo. Okay, sige, let us try to solve this one and let us confirm kung ang sagot ni Bagi and then ni Micah is correct. So, an investment of 20, same questions, however, we need to use an annual growth method. Sige, ilagay ko lang ulit dito yung given. So, ang given ko dito, the first cost is 270,000. Total annual revenue of 185,400 and is 5 years. And salvage value is 27,000 and operating and maintenance cost of 81,000. The tax and insurances of 10,800. And the interest is 25% or the rate of return pa rin yan. Expected. Now, from the cash flow diagram, tingnan natin kung ano yung pagbabago sa magiging cash flow diagram natin. Sa cash flow diagram, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, first cost natin, again, pababa pa din naman siya, is the 270,000. And now, total annual revenue, ito pa din naman siya from year 1 hanggang year 5 na 185,400. And lagay ko lang dito yung ating 10,800 na tax and insurances. And dito, yung ating 81,000 na operating and maintenance cost as well as yung depreciation na na-compute natin kanina. Depreciation na na-compute natin kanina is kasama pa din yan. Kasi nga, sabi natin that the annual work method is included pa rin ating depreciation. 29,608.75773. So, kasama pa pala yan. And the next one ay salvage value na 27,000. Now, ang pinakaiba lang sa annual work method, kung ating babalikan yung ating topic, so annual work method also included yung ating interest on capital, which is the first cost times the interest. So, magkano kaya ang ating interest on capital, guys? This one is equivalent to 67,500. So, meaning to say, yung 67,500 is also considered here in our cash outflow. Now, okay na tayo with the cash flow. Nagigets niyo yung ating cash flow diagram? O one people?
Yes po, sir.
Okay.
Opo, sir.
And now, proceed tayo with the third step, which is the annual worth method is equals to AUC minus AUCO. Ang AUC natin is yung total annual revenue lang, which is 185,400. Yan lang yung i-consider natin as AUC. Bakit po, sir? Bakit di po kasama yung 27,000? At di ba yung 27,000 at saka itong 270,000, ito na yung pinagsama-sama natin na 29,608. Ginawa na natin siyang uniform annual payment. Okay tayo doon? Naiintindihan niyo po? Ito talaga in reality is wala na. Pinagsama-sama na natin dito sa 29,608. Yun yung annual depreciation. Maliwanag po tayo doon, Owen?
Yes po.
Okay. Hey guys, other answer. Other voices. Owen, engineers from Owen. Okay. Now, proceed tayo from AUCO. So, ang AUCO natin, syempre, lahat ng mga expenses. So, the operating and maintenance cost, plus the tax and insurances, plus the depreciation cost, galing doon sa 270,000 at salvage value na 27,000, and then the interest on capital. So, sige nga, what is the value of our AUCO? Patay po ako ng sagot. AUCO is 188,908.7577. So, nakukuha nyo ba to? Nagigets ninyo yung ating expenses for annual worth? Kung mapapansin nyo naman, di ba? Lahat ng ating pera is naka-annual condition, naka-uniform annual payment. Tanggalin lang natin yung 270,000 and 27,000 kasi nga nasa annual depreciation siya ng sinking fund method. And now, for our step 4, we can determine the annual worth method using the formula of AUC minus AUCO. So, substitute lang that our AUC is 185,400 minus our AUCO, which is 188,908.7577. So sabi ninyo that our annual worth method is equivalent to negative 3,508.7577. Nagkakatulad-tulad ba tayo ng sagot sa ating annual worth method, engineers?
Yes po, sir.
Yes
Okay.
po.
And now, generating a decision making or generating a decision since the computed annual worth method is negative in value. Kanya-kanya tayong construction. Negative in value of negative 3,508.7577. Therefore, the proposed investment can be considered as not acceptable or it is not economically viable. So this one will serve as our decision making. Naiintindihan po ba natin ang ating annual work method application? Engineers from O1?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. May question ba kayo? Do you have clarifications before we proceed for the next method? All good? Nakakasabay pa?
Yes po.
Okay.
Good naman po.
Sige. Proceed tayo with the next method all about the present Earth method. So this pattern for economy studies is based on the concept of a present Earth. If the present Earth of the net cash flows is equal to or greater than zero, the project is justified economically. So the present Earth method is flexible and can be used for any type of economy study. It is extensively in making economy studies in the public work fields where long-lived structures are involved. Itong present work method natin is same principle lang ng ating annual work method. Ang pinagkaiba lang is that yung lahat ng pera natin is dadalhin natin from the present value. And if madala na natin sa present value, gagamitan natin ng formula ng present work method is equal to PAUSI naman. PAUSI minus PAUCO. Ang PAUSI is the present work inflow. Ito yung mga income na na-generate natin minus the present work outflow or ito yung mga pera na inilalabas natin or expenses. Same also in our decision making, if the present work method is greater than zero, meaning to say that our proposed investment is economically acceptable. However, if the present work method is less than zero or negative in value, meaning to say that our proposed investment is not economically viable. So, hindi na siya pwedeng ituloy pa. Also, we have to take note that the inflows for the present work method, syempre include pa din naman ang annual revenue, but we need to also consider the salvage value. Kasi yung salvage value, di ba, ang salvage value nasa year L lagi siya, no? So yung salvage value natin, dadalhin na lang natin sa year 0. That's why ikino-consider na natin. However, for the cash outflow, yun pa din naman, we need to include the first cost or the investment. However, we need to exclude the depreciations. Hindi nakasali ngayon ang depreciation pagdating sa present work method. Kasi we already considered the salvage value and the first cost papunta doon sa present value. Nagkakaintindihan po ba tayo, O1 people? Engineers from O1.
Yes po, sir.
Sige, ganito, ako munang mag-solve and later yun na mag-solve. So, same conditions of the problem, however, the method that we will be using is a present work method. So, sige, ilagay ko na lang ulit yung given. First cost of 270,000, total annual revenue of 185,400. And natin is 5 years. Salvage value of 27,000. Operating and maintenance cost of 81,000. Taxes and insurances of 10,800. And ang interest natin is 0.25. Now, from the cash flow diagram, syempre mag-iiba na yan. Kasi nga, wala na tayong depreciation na i-consider. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, ang first cost natin na 270,000, nasa year 0 pa rin naman. Ganun pa din naman yung cash flow. Mababawasan lang siya. Kung kanina nadadagdagan, ito mababawasan. So, from year 1 to year 5, ito na yun, yung ating total ad revenue na 185,400 with a salvage value of 27,000. From year 1 to year 5, meron naman itong 10,800 as our of tax and insurances. And ito ngayon ang magiging operating and maintenance cost as 81,000. So, ito ngayon ang magiging cash flow diagram natin. Wala na tayong depreciation. Maliwanag po sa bagong cash flow diagram considering the present worth. Engineers, goods tayo dito. Ay, nakakasabay pa ga.
Yes po, sir.
Alright. Now, since present worth tayo, ang main goal natin is dalhin lahat yung ating pera from year 0. But before that, alam natin that the present worth method is POW-C minus POW-CO. Proceed muna tayo with POW-C. Yun yung mga cash inflow, yung mga nasa taas. Paano kaya natin dadalhin itong 185,400 from year 1 to year 5 papunta sa year 0? Mendoza. Sige nga, mag-recall nga tayo. Paano natin ito dadalhin? Itong 185,000 sa year 0. Pare pang tayo ng ating mga diniscuss before. Andiyan ba si Mendoza? Kathleen?
Hello po, sir.
Sige nga, if naaalala mo yung ating discussion, paano natin dadalhin itong 185,400 sa ating year 0?
Sir, yun po yung merong i-erase nyo, ipagpa-plus-plus nyo po.
Anong tawag po doon?
Yung sa compounding po.
Juanito Valdez. Paano natin dadalhin itong 185,400 sa year 0?
Ano po, wait na po yung annuity po.
Annuity, tama yan. Very good. Anong type of annuity ang gagamitin natin?
Ordinary annuity po, tama po ba?
Ordinary annuity. Bakit ordinary annuity?
Kasi equal naman po yung amount niya. Tapos, nag-start siya sa year 1.
Yan. So kasi ang ating first transaction starts at year 1. That's why ang gagamitin nating formula is an ordinary annuity para lahat ng pera natin madala natin sa year 0. Sige nga, Juanito, what is the formula in getting the present worth of an ordinary annuity?
Sir, yung present worth is equal po sa annuity multiplied by the quantity of 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I raised to negative n times m. Tapos all over po yan ng I over n.
Okay, yeah. A times the quantity of 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n all over I. Other questions, Juanito, itong 27,000, paano kaya natin to dadalhin at year 0 naman?
Yung po sa compound interest na the present worth po.
Yan. Gagamitan natin ng compound interest. Now, P is equals to 1 plus I raised to n. Kasi nga, ito ay single payment lang. Single arrow. Pag single arrow, dadalhin natin sa year 0 gamit ang compound interest. Now, di ba present value? Siyempre, present value siya. So, i-rewrite lang natin yung ating formula. Nagkakaintindihan to kung bakit nagkaganito ang gagamitin nating formula sa present worth? Itong binilugan ko. Goods po ba tayo dito?
Goods po.
Okay. Now, proceed tayo with Pausi. So, yung 185,400, gagamitan daw natin ng ordinary annuity, sabi ni Valdez. So, 185,400 times the quantity of 1 minus 1 plus 0.25 raised to negative 5 all over 0.25 plus future worth na 27,000. I-divide lang natin ng 1 plus 0.25 raised to 5. Sige ka, kindly determine what is our Pausi. Nagigets ninyo yung ating solution, guys? Nakakasabay kayo? O one people? Nakakasabay?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po,
Okay.
sir.
Sige, go. What is our Pausi? Pachat ako sa ating chat box. Yan, magkakatulad tayo. So, 500, sir ha, 507 ha, 507,439.872. So, ito ngayon ang ating Pausi. Proceed tayo with Pauko. Ang Pauko natin is yung cash outflow, itong mga nasa baba. Now, dadalhin natin lahat into the present worth. Anong gagawin natin dito sa 270,000? May gagamitin ba tayong formula? Jola? Sige nga, Jola. Anong gagamitin natin sa 270,000?
Wala po. Retain na po siya.
Rating lang natin kasi nasa year zero nga. Ang balak nga natin is dalhin lahat sa year zero. Since nasa year zero, retain lang siya. Now, itong 10,800 and 81,800, syempre, same with application lang ni compound ni ordinary annuity. So, dadalhin natin siya sa year zero using ordinary annuity. Now, take note of this one. Itong 10,800 at itong 81,000 is pwede nating pag-addin. Sir, bakit po? Tatandaan ninyo, kapag ang condition natin is same, pwede natin siyang pagsamahin. Paano pong same? Nag-start sila both sa year 1, nag-end sila both sa year 5, and annually, constant yung kanilang binabayaran. Pwede natin yung pag-addin. Nagkakaintindihan po. Kung saan, basta't same sila ng condition, kung saan nag-start at kung saan nag-end, pwede nating pag-addin. Maliwanag po tayo doon, O1 people. Engineers from O1.
Yes po, sir.
Okay.
Yes po.
However, may however ha, however, if halimbawa, ang condition ng 81,000 natin, ang pagbabayad na ay hanggang hanggang year 7, hindi natin pwedeng pag-added itong dalawang to. Kasi magkaiba sila ng condition ng problem. Which is 7 years nag-last, ito is 5 years lang. So, hindi siya applicable. At ulitin ko, applicable lang sila kapag magkatulad ang kanilang start ng pagbabayad at magkatulad din ang kanilang ending ng pagbabayad. Nagkakaintindihan po? Hello po.
Yes po, sir.
So meaning to say, ito ay pwede kong gawing P, 91,800. Pero sir, okay lang po ba naming manuhin, isa-isahin? Oo, wala namang problema. Kaya ko lang sinabi na pwede niyong pag-addin para mas mabilis ang inyong pagsusolve at hindi mahaba ang pagka-type sa calcu. So pwede rin namang 270,000 plus P ng 10,800 plus P ng 81,000. Same lang din naman yan. Ang pinagkaiba lang is that mahaba yung pagka-type natin sa calcu, mahaba yung ating susunatin. Maliwanag po tayo doon. Engineers? One
Yes po,
people,
sir.
I need your answer. Please answer me. Naiintindihan ako ng iba?
Yes po.
Okay. Now, gusto ko ito na ang gawin ko kasi para mas mabilis yung aking solution. So, ang aking PAW ko is retain ko yung aking 270,000 ordinary annuity ng present worth as 91,800 times the quantity of 1 minus 1 plus 0.25 raised to negative 5 all over 0.25. Di ba ang bilis lang? Instead na dadalwahin mo pa. Sige nga, what is our PAW ko? Pakichat sa ating chat box. So, ang PAW ko natin, based on your answer, is 516,875.904. Proceed tayo with the fourth step for us to determine the present worth method, which is the PAW ko minus. Mali pala ko. PAW C minus PAW ko. PAW C minus PAW ko. So, ang PAW C ko dito is 507,439.872 minus the PAW ko of 516,875.904. Sige nga, what is our present worth method po? That is negative 9,436.032. Ito ngayon ang magiging present worth method natin. From the last step, generating a decision, since the computed present worth method is negative in value, or pwede rin nating sabihin, since the computed present worth method is less than 0, therefore, the proposed investment is not not economically acceptable. Okay? Nagkakaintindihan pa tayo dito sa ating present worth method. Nagigets niyo ba ako? Engineers
Yes po,
from
sir.
O1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. May question ba kayo, clarifications, or any concern regarding dito sa ating present worth method? Goods pa? Nakakasabay pa ba kayo? Okay.
Yes po.
Sige. Proceed tayo with the next method all about a future worth method. So, ang future worth method natin is similar sa present worth method ng applications. Ang pinagkaiba lang, kung si present worth method, dadali natin lahat ng pera into the present worth. Si future worth, from the word itself, lahat ng pera natin, dadalhin lang natin from the future value. Okay? From the future value. Now, paano po namin, sir, ma-identify whether a proposed investment is acceptable or not acceptable? Using the formula of the future worth method as the FAUC naman minus the FAUCO. Same lang din yan. The income minus the expenses. And after we compute the future worth method, if the future worth method is greater than 0, meaning to say that our proposed investment is justifiable. Pwede. However, if the future worth method is less than 0 or in negative in value, we can conclude that our proposed investment is not economically justifiable. Also, we have to take note, same lang din naman ng ating present value, Yung cash inflows includes yung ating total annual revenue and the salvage value. Since the salvage value is located at year-end, stay put tayo doon. Retain lang natin. However, the outflow includes the first cost or the investment, and take note, we don't need to include the depreciation. So, same application siya sa present work method. Maliwanag po ang application ng future work method. Engineers from O1.
Yes po, sir.
O siya, sige nga, kung naiintindihan niyo ako, you solve this problem using future work method. Sige, go. Sulat ko lang ang given and the cash flow diagram. If you have an answer, kindly chat your answer on our chat box. Thank you, guys. Better if you write your answer in our chat box. Sulat naman ako ng Fauci, Fauco, and the future work method. Siya, sige. Yung mga answers na yung iba. Tingnan natin yung sagot ng iba. Okay, sige. Let us check and verify if all of your answers are correct. Okay na tayo with the step 1, step 2, and proceed tayo with step 3. So, ang step 3 natin is to determine the FWM. Okay, de-determine muna natin yung FAUC minus FAUCO. So, sa FAUC muna tayo. So, lahat ng mga nasa taas na arrow or lahat ng mga nasa taas, dadalhin daw natin from the future value. So recall lang tayo ng formula ng future worth ng ating ordinary annuity, which is 8 times the quantity of 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 all over I. And that's it. Papapunta na natin lahat ng pera from year 5. So proceed muna tayo sa FAUC. So FAUC, dadalhin natin itong 185,000 dito sa year 5. Paano nga po? Using the formula of the future worth of an ordinary annuity. So FAUC is 185,400 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.25 raised to 5 minus 1 all over 0.25. And now, itong 27,000 natin is i-retain na lang natin since nasa year 5 na siya. Nagkakaintindihan po tayo doon pagdating sa FAUC, engineers from O1.
Yes po.
That's good. So, ang sagot natin is 1 million. Sagot natin is 1,548,583.594. Ito ang ating FAUC. Now, proceed tayo with the FAUCO, which is the cash outflow. Itong mga nasa baba. So, ang cash outflow natin, yung 270,000, since ito ay single payment, dadalhin natin sa year 5. So, gagamitan natin siya ng compound interest na F is equal to P times the quantity of 1 plus I raised to N. So, ang present value natin dito is yung ating 270,000 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.25 raised to 5 plus. Ngayon, pag-a-addin ko na lang to ulit. Or pwede nyo naman paghiwalayan. So gusto ko pag-addin ko na lang ulit as 91,800 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.25 raised to 5 minus 1 all over 0.25. So based on your answer, that our FAUCO is equivalent to 1,577,380.078. So ito ngayon yung ating FAUCO. So pagdating sa ating fourth step, so all we need to do is to determine the FWM or the future worth method. So, nako, patay. Hindi rin magsasave. Wait lang ha, check ko lang. Chapter. Sige, yain na. So, ang step 4 natin dito is to determine the future worth method using FAUC minus FAUCO. So, ang FAUC natin dito is 1,548,583.594 minus yung 1,577,380.078. Therefore, ang FWM natin is negative 28,796.48438. So, ito na ngayon ang value ng future worth method natin. So, for us to make a decision, since the computed future work method is less than naman, is less than 0, therefore, the proposed investment is not acceptable. So maliwanag po tayo dito sa future work method, engineers from O1. Do you have questions, concerns, or clarifications? Nakakasabay pa ba kayo?
Yes.
Okay. O ngayon, may other questions ako. O. Balikan ninyo lahat ng mga decision making natin from the rate of return, future work method, present work method, and annual work method. Anong napansin niyo sa ating decision making? Tingnan nyo ngayon ating mga decision making.
Lahat po ay hindi acceptable.
Lahat ay hindi acceptable. Meaning to say, kahit ano ang gamitin nating method, example, meron tayong 2 comparisons of the methods. Kinakailangan magkatulad yung ating decision making. Or simply means, dapat kapag gagamitan natin lahat ng method, lahat magkakatulad ng decision making. Hindi po pwede na ang tatlo ay not acceptable, ang isa ay acceptable. Hindi po pwede. Kinakailangan magtutugma-tugma ang lahat ng decision making natin in 4 different methods. Sir, what if mangyari po na yung isa po ay acceptable, ang tatlo po ay not acceptable? It is impossible. Hindi po pwede po ganun. So, sir, paano po ganyan? May mali kasi yung computations. Kinakailangan magkaigi-igi ang 4 na methods ninyo sa decision making. Maliwanag po tayo doon?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po.
Okay. And now, proceed tayo with the last method, which is all about a payback period. So, a payback period is commonly defined as the length of time required to recover the first cost of an investment from the net cash flow that is produced by that investment for an interest rate of 0. Ngayon, ang payback period natin dito is dinedefine lang natin ano ba yung requirement, ano ba yung required time para daw ma-recover natin yung cash cost. Dito, madedetermine natin whether our proposed investment is acceptable if we compute the payback period. So, pag na-prove natin based on the problem na mas maliit yung ating payback period, hindi siya acceptable. No. Pag mas malaki, dapat acceptable siya. So for us to determine the payback period, ang formula na gagamitin natin is the investment minus the salvage over the net annual cash flow. Or simply means, ang investment natin or the payback period is, di ba, investment is the initial cost, the first cost, minus the salvage value all over the net annual cost. Itong net annual cost is expenses. Para lang siyang first cost minus salvage value over the expenses. Okay? Yun yung payback period natin. Nakakaintindihan po tayo dito sa ating last method. Engineers?
Yes po.
Okay. And now, sige, let us try to solve this problem. Okay na tayo with the given. CFD, okay na. Sige. Proceed tayo with the solution. For the solution, since payback period ang pinapahanap dito, payback period is first cost minus salvage value all over the net annual cost. O may first cost, may salvage value. Ano ba yung net annual cost natin? Siyempre, kung ano lang yung stated sa problem. Meron tayo dito operations and maintenance and tax and insurances. That's it. Yan lang yung ating net annual cost. Kung ano lang yung mismong stated sa problem. Meaning to say, this one is O&M plus taxes and insurances. O substitute lang naman natin. So, 81,000 plus itong 10,800, meaning to say that our NEC is 91,800. O, tapos na tayo. We can actually compute the payback period. First cost of 270,000 minus 27,000, i-divide lang natin ng 91,800. Sige nga, what is our payback period here? Pakichat naman ako sa ating chat box. Ganyan lang kadali ang payback period. We are determining the length of time for us to evaluate whether our proposed investment is acceptable or not viable. Sige rin, what is your question?
Sir, sa net annual cash flow po, yun pong mga expenses lang po ang kasama o yung hindi po kasama yung mga pumasok pong pera?
Hindi na. Hindi. Kasama pa din siya. Yun pa din yung cash flow diagram natin. Considered pa din yung mga first cost, salvage back. So, dyan naman kasama, di ba? Okay, gets the TAR.
Bali po
Kasama
dito
pa
po
din
sa denominator. Hindi ka po may pumasok pong 185,400. Hindi po siya susubtrakan ng 91,000.
Hindi po, kasi sabi nga natin, net annual cost. Meaning to say, expenses lamang yung ating considered dito. Expenses, only the expenses. Goods po, wala po tayong revenue na ilalagay. Expenses lang talaga.
Sige po.
Sige nga, what is our payback period? Two 0.64 705 8824 years. Ito ang ating payback period. Diba sabi ko sa inyo before, kailangan nating i-round up. So this is approximately 3 years. Yes, this one is correct if in terms of the number of years. However, since we are dealing with a proposed investment, mas maganda kung gagawin natin itong naka-number of months, years and months. So, bakit sir? Para makita lang natin, para mas makita natin yung mas malapit na na time na period of time dito. No. So ngayon, kung years and months natin, this one would become 2 years and ilang months yung 0.64. Diba 0.64 na to, 705 years. So ita-times lang natin sa 12 kasi ang 1 year is equivalent to 12 months. Sige nga, yung 0.64705 i-times nyo sa 12. Pabuo po ako. 7.764 months. Instead, dito tayo mag-round up. Dito tayo sa number of months mag-round up. Meaning to say that our payback period is approximately equal to 2 years and 8 months. Okay, tingnan nyo yung difference ng length of period ng 2 years and 8 months sa 3 years. Masyado siyang malayo. 4 months yung discrepancy. So pagdating sa payback period, naka-number of years and months tayo. Maliwanag po pagdating dito sa payback period. Is it a desirable investment? No. Why? Kasi ang na-compute natin na payback period is 2 years and 8 months. Meaning to say, napakatagal ng 5 years para ma-recover yung ating initial investment or yung ating 270,000. So, ang kinakailangan pala para ma-recover natin yung ating first cost na 270,000, kinakailangan mag-operate lang ng 2 years and 8 months. Nagkakaintindihan po tayo? Engineers from O1? Others po. Other voices naman. Ibang boses naman ang gusto kong marinig. Naiintindihan niyo ba ako?
Yes.
Po, sir.
Okay. Do you have questions, concerns, or clarifications regarding dito sa ating mga diniscuss? Okay, nakakasabay ba kayo with 5 different methods po? Engineers from O1.
Yes po, nakasabay naman po.
Okay. Just leave. Hanggang dito lang muna yung ating discussion. And our next topic is all about comparing alternatives. Kung itong diniscuss natin is all about a single proposed investment. Ngayon, i-compare natin yung different proposed investment and we will select which alternatives are the best. Which alternatives is the ano yung alternative na best? Maliwanag po. So single pa lang yun So basic pa lang siya. So ngayon, dadami yung options natin. And sa pagdami ng options, madedetermine natin kung ano yung best alternative doon sa options na yun. At siya, sige. Kung wala na kayong questions, may natutunan ba kayo? Naintindihan niyo yung topic natin?
Yes po.
Ano yung na-realize nyo